King Supreme Archbishop G Jones, our king, our leader, for giving us this opportunity to talk to you, to really get an understanding. We had a chance to just talk a little bit during our break, and you opened up the word again to us, and I would really like for you to share with our readers what's going on in Isaiah. Just as an example, Isaiah the 13th chapter, you shared some information about, I'll just say an owl, and I'll let you share with us a little bit more about what's taking place there.
Well, again, I'm just so glad to be back in this different part of the segment to give the viewers a deeper understanding. I want the people to understand that the scriptures are so important to study the scriptures. So when you go into the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter, the 34th chapter, where it talks about the screech owl and the centaur, which is another name for Adam's first wife. It was not Eve. If you go into the Oxford Bible, maybe you can show, and the Jerusalem Bible, you will find these things. But in certain translations, you asked about that translation, transliteration. Well, some words lose value when you come from the Latin to the Greek to the Chaldean to the Hebrew. But the English language is very rich and is polished with all languages in it, but we don't understand vowels, consonants, verbs, nouns. You know, we don't get into that, but we don't feel that's important, because as long as we feel good about what we do, run them down the aisle and fall on the floor and shout and pay people to be ignorant. You know, these are the things that has killed our community. It's not politicians. It's the lack of spirituality in the minds of people, because they don't know who they are. So when they believe that Adam and Eve was the first people, when if you look into the Oxford Bible, the New Jerusalem Bible, and then the Webster Dictionary, someone read this for me, please. I don't know. I just like to bring tools so that people will know that what we are doing is not foreign. We have been called so many things, but this is what Yeshua, Jesus himself, had to go through in the English translation. When you are reaching your people, you have to know that it's going to cost you a price. Anything in life will cost you. So the Gentiles, which is the Europeans, Japheth's children, in the 5th chapter of Genesis and the 10th chapter of Genesis, it leads you right up to Adam. Adam in the Hebrew is Adam, the red man, to show blood in the face. And you'll go and find Lilith, was in the wilderness, in a desert place. Read that definition real briefly, please.
Lilith, and I'm just reading from the Webster's New World Dictionary, and it reads, Hebrew, Lilith, Assyrian, Babylon, Lilith, literally of the night. In early Semitic folklore, a female demon or vampire believed to live in ruins and other desolate places. In medieval Jewish folklore, the first wife of Adam.
Now, there's no such word. Isn't that interesting? There's no such word as Jew. That word derived from the tribe of Judah, which is in the 49th chapter of Genesis, which was South Africa, which was us. It was not separated and broken into different parts as it is today. So when you actually start going into the Bible and its codes, you see, you ask me a question, don't be outfoxed by the devil. Well, why is that? Learn your ABCs. Well, A is just not a letter, it's an animal, it's the ox. In biblical time, we had our shelter, the tent, from the leather. We had the milk. We had the ivory for weapons. We use them for so many things, the leather for coats and all this. And it was the first in the alphabet, in our terminology, that our Heavenly Father chose, which is Aleph. Aleph is in Psalms 119, that big Psalms that no one wants to read. Well, them are the Hebrew alphabets. Aleph is broken into the first 8 verses. That is not a coincidence that division of Psalms is 176 verses into a perfect number of 8, which means new beginning or rebirth. So when you look at A is 1, B is 2, and C is 3, that's 6. You come up with Fox. Fox is the 6th letter in your alphabet. The 0 is the 15th letter. In numerology, there's no number higher than 9. So you have to count. So 1 plus 5 is how much?
6.
And the X is 24. 2 plus 4 is how much?
6.
So you have the X is 6, the 0 is 6, and the X is, no, I said the F is 6.
Yes.
The 0 is 6, and the X is
6.
Yes.
A, B, C, D, E, F. And then if you say the 0 is 15, 1 plus 5, the X is 2 plus 4 is 6. Is that a coincidence?
Wow.
You have Fox. In the Bible, it tells you in Revelation 13, is that a coincidence? The 13th chapter,
Right.
the 18th verse.
Wow.
Count. It didn't say read.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Now, if you notice something, our military is taking our young people and youth and teaching them how to destroy who? Not just themselves, but us as beings.
Yes.
My baby brother is over fighting the war. He's very high up in command there. He's in Virginia now. And he was just telling me some of the things that much as he could tell me,
Yeah.
saying that. But I was sharing with him that this has all been coded in the Bible. 600 means warfare.
Yeah.
60, 6. Understand these things, people. Anywhere you see in the Bible where 600 is going to mean war.
Okay.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Did you notice that?
Yes.
Leland, if you read that, it tells you in the regular dictionary. It does not take a rocket science
Mm-hmm.
to open up yourself.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Pertaining to the information that you've given us, which was profound and it was a lot of information, who is responsible for this? I heard you mention Gentiles. A lot of individuals, Christians, they think and believe that they are the Gentile race, and they go under the Paul's teachings. I noticed that you did write a book, The Theosophy of Paul. But we want to stick to this. I would like to know, who are the Gentiles, and who is responsible for all this?
If you take that same dictionary and look up the word Japhetic, you'll find in the 5th chapter of Genesis and 10th chapter of Genesis where it tells you these was the islands.
Okay.
Now, we just passed a great holiday that is the Christmas season.
Yes.
We won't get too deep into that, but people of today are taking something divine and commercializing it. So you hear the story about the 3 wise men. That is a Masonic symbol. That's a Masonic private said like that. That is not for the norm for everyone to read. There's nowhere in the Bible where it tells you there was 3 wise men. That was the first 3 steps in closing down to add this: inner apprentice, fellow craft, and master mason. The wise men in the Greek means magi, magic, where you get the word magic from. Okay? So it's time for us to study, to really be sincere about what we study. And I thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you.
And it's just not enough time to go as in depth as we would like. But again, we have to do this some other time. You agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.